Here's 10 smart buys below $50. Now, me myself, I've actually been buying a few singles recently, believe it or not. It's rare. I do like to buy a few singles here and there, but lately I've just been getting back into the Wizards of Coast here. And you know what? Sometimes it's great to just buy what you like. But in this economy, the price of everything, it is cool to find some bargains. And I do think there are some bargains sub $50 in the Pokemon investing space at the moment when it comes to singles. Plenty of them. I could probably do a list of 50 singles, but I've chosen 10 for you. So let's jump straight into it. The first one is Snorlax 151 promo. It is currently going for 20 bucks. It is of course the Elite Trainer Box promo from 151. Pidgey on Snorlax's stomach. And funnily enough, it does line up with both the Charmander from Obsidian Flames promo, and then also Stellar Crowns, Squirtle, and Bulbasaur, which all feature Pidgey inside it as well. And I suppose there's been a little bit of speculation around exactly where the Pidgey comes from, particularly with those 3 starters. And everyone talks about it being the first sort of Pokemon you encounter on the original Game Boy game when you pick your starter trio, and your first battle seems to be with a Pidgey in the wild grass there. So maybe, but regardless, it's a great card, and anything 151 will go down in history as a great card. And look, think about it. It reminds me so much, both Prismatic Evolutions in particular, but 151 a little bit as well. It reminds me so much of Hidden Fates in that, once it gets some age behind it, both the promo and some of the other cards inside it will continue to rise in price. And I think this promo is a great pickup at $20. Number 2, a very, very new set. So keep in mind with new sets, this is from Pitch Black, and it is the Slowbro. It is the Slowbro from Pitch Black. $21, illustration rare, beautiful artwork. In fact, I suppose I've talked, not badly, but I just haven't talked super highly of Perfect Order, Chaos Rising, and Pitch Black. Like, I've sort of called them filler sets, but even though they're filler sets, doesn't mean there's not plays inside them. It doesn't mean the sealed product won't go up in value. It doesn't mean that some of the singles inside them won't go up in value. And I think this Slowbro just has that cool, dark look to it. Original 151 Pokemon, and at $21, it's not a bad buy. Keep in mind though, of course, when a fresh set comes out, there's going to be more and more supply of this card. So it might actually even be a better buy in another month or two when more and more singles of Slowbro hit the market. And, it could well drop to a $15 card, in my opinion, making it an even better buy. Another one that comes to mind, I remember telling people, I don't often do singles videos. Like I might do, 1 or 2 singles videos a month. And I remember telling people, I kept saying it, from, what's the Persian from? Shrouded Fable. I was about to look for the Elite Trainer Box. Shrouded Fable Persian. I kept saying to people, like, with Team Rocket set around the corner, like it's just the time to buy, like Persian will come into the forefront. And look at that, that's proven to be a very, very strong performing card, Persian from Shrouded Fable. So I think the Slowbro reminds me of that in some regards. The third one is another promo. There is a few promos on this list. Keep in mind, promos can sometimes perform incredibly well. You don't know how many of them are on the market, but quite often there's less of them printed than what there are regular set cards. So here's another promo. Shinji Kanda artwork, Magneton from Surging Sparks at $7. $7. That is so cheap. It sort of reminds me of, and I'm not saying Magneton's as good a Pokemon, because when I talk about singles and investing in singles, I always talk about 3 things. It needs to be the rarity, the Pokemon, and the artwork. And the reason this card is $7 is arguably because of the Pokemon and the rarity. It comes in every single Elite Trainer Box, so it's not super rare. But the artwork is phenomenal. Shinji Kanda is really cementing his place as one of the top artists in the TCG. So I think for that reason alone, $7, like it just seems so cheap. And what I was about to get at before is, I remember 3 other singles, or even 4 of them really, but Brilliant Stars Trainer Gallery. I remember when, the Vaporeon, the Flareon, the Jolteon, and the Eevee were all like $3 to $6 cards, depending on which one back in the day, because they were super easy to pull. And now look at them, like they're all nearly $50 cards. It's like, I'm not saying this card's as good as them, but $7, it's just a steal at that price in my opinion. Number 4 on my list is Bulbasaur Mega Evolution Base. This is the illustration rare, a beautiful looking card, $20. There is also a stamped promo version of this card. And how good, just a side note here, how good do the stamped promos with the set on them look? Like, you know, maybe the Destined Rivals, say something like Team Rocket's Tyranitar or something with the Destined Rivals stamped on there. Those promos just look so good. And it's like, I look at 25th anniversary, I look at 30th anniversary, and I get it. It's the Pikachu logo and it's the mascot of the whole TCG, but those stamps just look too big and they take up too much of the card. It's literally my one gripe with 25th and in particular 30th anniversary, because it's hard to pick faults at 30th anniversary. The classic collection looks cool. The main set looks even cooler with some fantastic special illustration rares, but that stamp just, surely no one looks at that and goes, that's a sick looking stamp. Surely everyone's going, it's a bit in your face, isn't it? I wish they'd done something cooler with it. Like, anyway. Bulbasaur, Mega Evolution base, $20, fantastic looking card, cool evolution lineup. The Ivysaur, if you want another example, is also around, I think it's maybe a dollar dearer. So two fantastic pickups there. Number 5 on my list, little bit left field, Obsidian Flames, Gloom, $24 US, but a stunning looking card actually. And that's the things you got to keep in mind. It's original 151 Pokemon. I get it. It's not one of the big guys. It's not one of the big Pokemon, not one of the main chasers you'd normally see, but it is a 151 and the artwork is phenomenal on this card. $24 US. I think it's a really, really good pickup. Well, that rounds through the first 5. I'm about to jump into the next 5. Before we do though, I did want to give a shout out to today's video sponsor, which is of course the Collector app. If you don't have it, there'll be a link in the description to download it. You can follow my journey down in the content creators section. It's great to have a community on there. It's the one-stop app. It's so good, so easy to use. Whether you're an investor or a collector, it's just got all your needs inside there. You can look at set analytics for any set. You can look at the price history like we're doing here on any single. You can look at the top hits from every set. You can see how your portfolio is performing. It's just so easy. The best app on the market. So again, link in the description to download that one. Number 6 on my list, this is an underrated card. Trainer Gallery, Lost Origin, Charizard, $28. That is a good looking card. And think of the other Lost Origin Trainer Gallery cards that have really roared up. Gengar, the Pikachus, and arguably this is every bit as nice a card as those ones. And it's just over $25. $28 US for a Trainer Gallery Charizard. I still think, like, Brilliant Stars just baffles me a little bit. You know what? It's so hard to pick the second best, and I know I'm going a little bit off topic here, so forgive me if you're only here for singles, because this is a little bit of sealed talk. Brilliant Stars baffles me. Not only Brilliant Stars, but Sword and Shield baffles me a little bit, because there's a clear best booster box set, which is Evolving Skies. And arguably, there's a clear second best set, which is Crown Zenith. But then you think, what's the second best booster box set? And you go, well, some people are in the corner of Fusion Strike because it's got a very expensive chase card in the Gengar, and then it's got, you know, the next top 4, you've got 2 Mews and an Espeon, well, in fact 3 Mews and an Espeon and a Celebi. And then other people are going, well, it's Lost Origin because Lost Origin has the beautiful Giratina and a secondary chase in the Aerodactyl, and then you've got a cool trainer gallery filled with 3 Pikachus, Gengar, Charizard, and then there's people that sneakily go, Brilliant Stars is actually better than you give it credit for. And it's like, well, yeah, it is. It has an awesome trainer gallery, an unbelievable trainer gallery. And it's like the Charizard, the main alternate art chase card, just, it's always felt undervalued for some reason. I love the artwork. Charizard battling Venusaur, like what more could you? I think it's cool. I think it reminds me a little bit of that XY promo where Charizard's getting wrapped up by Venusaur's vines. It's the same sort of vibe. It's always felt undervalued for me. And look, maybe that's what Brilliant Stars is missing. And maybe needed another 1 or 2 alternate arts to chase inside that set. And it would have made it a heap stronger and probably would have cemented its place as the second best Sword and Shield set. But it's hard to know, what I'm getting is hard to know what the second best booster box set is from Sword and Shield. Number 7 on my list is, speaking of Crown Zenith being the second best Sword and Shield set, is the Pikachu from Crown Zenith. With 30th anniversary literally around the corner, Pikachu being the mascot, this card is still sub $50 US. There are a lot of Crown Zenith Trainer Gallery cards that are well north of $50. And it surprises me that this Pikachu isn't, so I think it's an awesome pickup at that price. Speaking of Shinji Kanda, number 8 on my list is the promo from the latest and greatest Charizard UPC, Oricorio, at $11. $11. Look, I get it. I get the argument that the price they are because that's what they are. like Magneton from Surging Sparks that I spoke about before, and the Oricorio from this UPC. But Shinji Kanda, just mark my words, Pokemon is artwork. Pokemon cards are artwork. And the art factor is going to come more and more into play with Pokemon cards in the future. So these cards, like around $10 for that card, super, super cheap. Great pickup in my opinion. Number 9 on my list, I was talking about these stamped promos. This is Team Rocket's Articuno. It has the Destined Rivals stamp on it. These look so cool. Like they look so much better than the 30th anniversary stamps in my opinion. $34. Another really good pickup is any of the Mega Evolution stamped cards, because the further you go back, almost the more expensive they get. You look at a lot of the Mega Evolution early stamp promos and they're not all that dear. Like you're talking maybe $20, $30, a couple are above $50. Then you go back to Scarlet and Violet and there are so many above $100. Then you go back to Sword and Shield and there's even more above $50 and $100. So what that says is as they get a bit of age behind them, these promos, they do really start to step up in price. So $34 seems cheap for one of the legendary birds with the Destined Rivals stamp on it. Finally, number 10 on my list is 25th anniversary Mega Rayquaza. Keep in mind there is a Rayquaza set coming out after 30th anniversary. This card is sub $50 US. It is $44 US. I think it's got legs to go. I'm not saying it's ever going to be a $200 card. I don't think it will, but I think one day it'll nestle around $75 US. So at $44 US, in my opinion, it is super, super cheap. Hey, there we go. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Just jumped off the golf course with a couple of shocking holes, but the rest were pretty good. Thanks so much for your support of the channel and watching and tuning in. It means a lot. I'll catch everyone next time.